Hi everybody, welcome back to Todd's Projects and Outdoor Journal. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Today I wanted to do a video on essential motorcycle gear, really affordable motorcycle gear. This past year I got back into riding motorcycles after like a 35-year hiatus, and when it came to gear, I pulled out what I had from the past, and as you know, all that stuff has an expiration date on it. So I got rid of everything that I had before, had to start fresh, new. Certainly things have changed as well. So I did a lot of research to look at what's out there. And as you well know, you can spend a small fortune or a fortune on motorcycle gear. Well, I wanted good quality gear, but I wanted it at an affordable price. So after quite a bit of research, I made my selections. So what I want to cover with you today is what I chose for gear. I'm not going to go through a big, long, drawn-out specs and review on each and every item. You can go look at that on your own. I'll put some links in the description down below. You can check all of those out. But what I want to talk to you about is why I chose these, how they've been performing, what I like about them, and if you're thinking about buying these items, what I think you should know. So come on with me and I'll cover with you what I think to be the essentials for motorcycle gear and affordable motorcycle gear. So come on. Okay, first up is a helmet. Obviously, that's going to be the most important piece of equipment that you're going to buy. If you look at the stats in motorcycle accidents, you know, head injuries are the most common. So getting a good quality motorcycle helmet is going to be key. I looked at a lot of them. I wanted a full face helmet. And so what I ultimately decided on was the Scorpion EXO-R420. And the reason that I went with this helmet is that you can see back here, it's Snell approved and obviously DOT. So when you look at the different ratings out there, and you can do all your own research on that, but DOT is going to be the basics, and then you get into Snell and so on and so forth. But I gave $158.95 for that helmet. Now it comes with a clear visor. I went ahead and got an additional visor, and that's the dark smoke. But a couple of things that I really like about this helmet is when you open the visor, it's got multiple stops on it. So it's going to stop at that level, at that level, at that one. Every one of them has a click and it holds on to it. And so if you look at all those positions, you know, there are times where it's hot and you're going through, 35-mile-an-hour zone or something like that. Maybe you want it all the way up. Maybe you want it part the way down, but it'll hold right there. Good, lots of ventilation for the helmet, top, back, so on and so forth. But a couple of other things that I really like are it's quiet. As far as wearing a helmet when you get up to road speed. And part of that is how well this is closed down around your neck. Now, it also has the emergency cheek pads that if you were in an accident, they can grab onto those, pop those right out. It helps get your helmet off. But yeah, the helmet is very comfortable. It's extremely comfortable. So, that's the first thing right there is getting, a good helmet. And I went with a white. I want to be visible. Everybody's going with the black and the matte black, but it makes you kind of disappear. I'd like to be able to, be a little bit more visible. So that's what I chose there. So helmet was my very first purchase. And I got that one on Revzilla. Great company. Okay, the jacket that I decided to go with was a textile jacket. I wanted something that would be waterproof or at least water resistant in case I got caught in the rain. I also wanted something that I could ride year-round with. So what I did is I decided to go with a company called HWK, and they have a great series of textile jackets. And this one has a zip-in lining. So you can see it's got a removable lining, which I like. So now when you're riding in the summertime, it's got air ventilation right here in the shoulders, the zipper that opens up there. So you got both sides there. You got air ventilation here on the arm, on both sides of the arms, here and here. Then it's ventilated. Here's a back ventilation. That opens up in the back as well. You've got padding. It's got all of your armor in it. It's got armor in the arm from here to here up to the elbow. It's got shoulder armor on both sides. So there. And then it's got back armor. Plus, in addition to that, it's got these padded ribs that are on the back as well as the front. It's got high-vis logos, and other piping on it are high-vis. And then it's got lots of straps here to be able to kind of tighten this up. You got a snap here. So as far as kind of getting this thing to fit you, same thing here in the side, right? So you can taper that down and fit it to you. So yeah, I mean, this thing is great. I love it. Admittedly, I've not ridden in the rain with it. The couple of times that I got caught in the rain, I was wearing my mesh. I did purchase a mesh jacket, also from HWK. But here's the thing. I got this thing on Amazon, let me see here, for $64. I mean, come on. It's, from a safety point of view, you can't ask for anything better than that. And it's hand washable. It needs good washing. I've ridden a lot, and I've ridden a lot of miles in this jacket, and like around 6,000 miles. And I'm not talking about long trips either. You know, my average ride's probably about 40 to 60 miles. So do the math at how many times you're zipping these things up and all of that. So this thing's got a lot of uses on it, and both in the cold weather as well as in the hot weather. And it's a good all-around jacket. Here again, all the armor, all of that stuff for 64 bucks. You know, here again, you can ride in good quality protective gear and not bust the bank. Next, let's talk about boots. If you go down on a motorcycle, you know, you got to worry about your legs, your feet, your ankles. And having a good quality pair of boots between you and the pavement, between you and another item that you're going to strike, is pretty important. So I decided to go with an 8-inch boot, and I have wide feet. I wear a size 9 triple E, and finding a pair of motorcycle boots or any kind of boots to fit is difficult. But I did find with the Milwaukee Leather Company that they make a wide, not just a wide, but a triple E. And matter of fact, these are like quadruple E. I ended up buying a 9.5 because I'm used to having to buy a longer pair in order to get them to fit right. Ended up having to send those back and get a regular 9, which is what my foot measures in length. And these things fit great. It's a really comfortable boot once you get them broken in. You can see these medallions that they have right here on the side, which is pretty cool. But on the inside, that was, when I was breaking them in, that was, it doesn't rub. I mean, it's completely covered over okay, but you could feel this kind of hitting your bone there. And it really started making my bone, my ankle, a little bit sore. But I fought through it, and once the boots got actually broken in, it went away. And I will say this, with the It's got these right here. And I'm on my second pair of laces. You can see it kind of makes them a little bit raggedy up here where you're used to wrapping that around these things, right? These cleats. But very, very, very comfortable boots. I could wear these things all day long. If I was going to get off the bike and walk around town or something like that, I could live in these boots. They're very comfortable. So what I will tell you is they are not water resistant. They're not anything. Now, I suppose I could Scotch guard them or something, but I've been caught in the rain twice, and man, you're going to get soaked in these boots. So not for riding in the rain for sure. Other than that, extremely comfortable, very good protection. And again, I got these right from, I think, Milwaukee Leather, and they're the 8-inch logger boot. I gave $103.03. Actually, I might have gotten 10% off, because when you purchase your first order through them, yeah, I did get 10% off. So whatever, $103 less 10%. So here again, now you got a good helmet, good gloves, good boots. From a protection point of view, you've got quality armor on you and a comfortable, good-looking motorcycle jacket. And, you know, we haven't busted the bank. Okay, next item is a pair of motorcycle pants. You know, I looked at a lot of different approaches. HWK makes a motorcycle pant in a textile that matches up to the jacket. And the cool thing about that is, if you look on the back, hang on, sorry guys, right here on the bottom, this will snap into the pants if you have the pants. And that way, because they're both waterproof, if you're riding in the rain or whatever, it's not flapping out the back, you know, it's all. So you can get a good pair of motorcycle pants with the armor on them for about $65. But I looked at that and I said, you know, I really want to just ride in jeans. And so I went ahead and I bought a pair of Harley Davidson motorcycle pants. So what's so special about these? Well, it's a heavy denim. Just looks like a normal pair of jeans. Came in a heavy denim, but they're Kevlar reinforced. So I'll turn these inside out. I'll show you the Kevlar. But if you do go down, road rash is a big, big problem. And, you know, your legs are going to be susceptible once you get past the ankles and the feet and all that. Then you're into your knees, your hips. You know, you start looking at road rash. Well, it's one thing if you go down at, 10 miles an hour. It's another thing if you were to have to somehow lay this bike down at 55, 60 miles an hour or more. So having some protection, not a bad idea. And I will tell you this, I wear these stinking pants every time I ride. I don't care if it's 95 degrees out or 50 degrees out. So let me show you the inside of these things. Okay, here's the front of the pants. What you see there is Kevlar. And then right here, that's a pouch that you can go ahead and get some armor and put them in there. I chose not to do armor on them. I wouldn't say that I'd never do it, but right now I feel pretty comfortable with the Kevlar. It's Kevlar underneath that, so it's not like this is cut out of the Kevlar. So you've got the Kevlar on the other side too. So that's your whole, all the way your hips, down below your knees. Then let me flip this over, hang on. On the back side, you got your entire back side also protected. They're very comfortable. And here's your hip protectors. You can go ahead and get armor, pop them in there at both of the hips. Those are my motorcycle pants. Now, I got these right at my dealership, and I think they're normally $125, and I waited until they had their winter sale on them, and I was able to get those for, you know, right around $100, maybe $110 out the door. And I don't regret that at all. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, that, you know, I'm hypersensitive to all this equipment, and I do ride. Some of my buddies ride. They don't ride with gears. Or gear. They're riding without helmets. They're riding in flip-flops and shorts and t-shirts. And, you know, guys that I go on rides with, that's their personal choice. I'm not going to knock them, but I personally choose to gear up every time I get on the bike. So, and I've heard a lot of people say, well, it just costs too darn much money to buy all that gear. Well, I'm here to tell you, what's your life worth, you know? And I don't think it has to bust the bank. Okay, on to one more, what I consider to be essential piece of equipment. Okay, that final piece of gear, is glasses. Get some decent riding glasses. And, you know, you want to make sure that they're shatterproof, that they're motorcycle glasses. You know, you go to Walmart, get a cheap $10 pair of sunglasses, they're plastic, whatever. Doesn't necessarily mean they're shatterproof. If you're riding a motorcycle at 50, 60 miles an hour and you're behind a car that kicks up a stone and hits you in the eye, that's not the time to be wearing a pair of cheap plastic $9 Walmart glasses. You know, you want to have shatterproof motorcycle glasses. So, and for those of you that are going to ride open face, now I do have an open face helmet that I also wear, and I'll cover that in another video because I do intend to do a hot weather video. I did purchase like a mesh riding jacket. I've got an open face helmet and some other what I would consider to be extremely hot weather gear that I'll do another video on. And they're all value purchases just like these. But anyways, on to these. So, pair of motorcycle glasses. Let me show you some more about these. Okay, so these are the sunglasses. It comes in a kit. I got them on Amazon. It's called Bernard Bertha riding glasses. It was like 18 bucks. You know, one of the advantages of having a true motorcycle glasses is, in addition to being shatterproof, you know, they're made to look through a sun visor or a face mask. If you take a pair of fishing glasses or whatever, and those are great for looking into the water, but when you start looking through a motorcycle shield, it distorts your view. So having true motorcycle glasses, they're made to look through those face shields. And, you know, again, like my standard helmet comes with a clear shield. So these are all set up for sun, low light, you name it, you've got them. I just throw them in my saddlebags and then I've got them. I mean, for $18, can't go wrong. And when I'm riding with my shield up, if I'm riding with my open-faced helmet, I've got protection. And trust me, I've had these on when I had a big bumblebee hit me in the eye. So riding open face or even with your visor up, not a good idea to do that without eye protection. Okay, to wrap this video up, I appreciate you hanging in there with me. Again, to gear up, not to gear up, that's a personal choice. I choose to gear up, as I've said all along here. But if you're like me and you're getting back into motorcycling, you're looking for some gear, I hope that this gives you at least an idea of some of the gear that's out there and what some of this stuff might cost. Love to hear from you guys. What are you doing for gear? What have you purchased? Are you riding with gear? Are you not riding with gear? Hit me in the comments down below and just kind of let me know what your thoughts are, what you guys are doing for gear. Again, I'll put links down below, but I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I'm not being paid for any of this. These are just products that I'm using personally. So I hope it helps you out. Check back in a few weeks. I plan on doing one more gear video. I'm going to touch on the gear that I use for real hot weather, riding, and rain. I've been caught in the rain a number of times, so I can show you what I'm doing for rain and hot weather riding. So check back in a few weeks for that. Once it's there, I'll link it up here and you'll be able to link to it. But again, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one.